Today we're checking out a new product I got from Thermoworks. I don't know if you can see that. The Billows fan with the signals thermometer. It's the first time I'm using it. I've got the charcoal bin filled up about 3/4 the way with lump, and then I just topped it off with royal oak briquettes. I've got the Firedial instead of the water pan, and I'm going to try to keep it around 250, doing a pork butt and some ribs. And I'm just going to let it go at 250 and see how long this full load of charcoal will go throughout the day. I'm hoping to get 10 hours off this full basket of charcoal. I've got one big chunk of pecan and 3 small chunks of cherry in the bottom. That should be enough smoke with the lump. I like the flavor of just lump by itself. So we'll check back when we get it going. So I changed my mind and lowered the temperature down to 225. I was pretty sure there was going to be a little bit of an overshoot. So we're sitting at 247. Got it set for 225, and I think that's going to be a good range. I've got the top vent about half open. All the bottom vents closed except for the fan. And with the fan came these little tape covers to cover the other holes. You can see now the fan's not blowing. I'm just gonna think it's time. It took about half an hour to get up to temperature. Overshot a little bit. I figured it would. So I'm gonna put the pork butt and ribs on. Gonna do the pork butt on the bottom shelf, the ribs on the top. So now it's about 1 o'clock, and I intentionally waited until I was off work so I could be here to kind of go through the whole process of setting it up in the first cook. And I figured we'd have some problems with it, and I have. And just more or less just figuring out how it works with the Wi-Fi and the Bluetooth. When I would get out of range of Wi-Fi, it would disconnect. And at one point, the controller totally froze up. The temperature got a lot higher than I wanted it to. I ended up closing off the top vent to just a sliver, and it's gone down about 10 degrees in the last hour and a half, but it's holding 250 on the thermometer. On the temperature at the top grade, it's saying 241, 240. So there's about a 10 degree difference. I haven't even opened it yet, but it's been hovering between 250 and slowly going back down since I closed off the top vent. I'm gonna open it up and see what we look like. Oh yeah, it's looking pretty good. Looking good. The pork butt's looking pretty good. One thing I don't like is when the lid opens up, the fan immediately starts blowing once it goes below a certain temp. So that's going to stoke that fire even hotter. So every time you open it, I may start disconnecting the fan when I open it, and then wait until the temperature reading goes back to normal. Before plug that fan back in. But well, we'll check back in a minute. So I'm gonna see where we're at on these ribs. Looking pretty good. I'm gonna take this out. Keep that blower kicking on. Yeah, we've still got a little ways to go. Spritz it with a little bit of parquet spray. Just keep it from getting dry. Spray a little bit down on the bottom on that pork butts down there. This seems to be doing pretty good. Yeah, that's looking real good. So with the first cook on this, I've noticed that if you need to lower the temperature, you just put the silicone plug that comes with the billows to cover up the hole where the fan gets the air from, and it will lower the temperature down. I was having trouble staying connected to the base unit here with the Bluetooth, so I noticed on the app it was best to turn my Bluetooth off on my phone and just use the Wi-Fi, and that seems to have made it work a lot better. And also on the app for the phone, once it's on Wi-Fi and you open up the app, it takes it a little while to load up. So it usually takes 1 to 2 minutes for the actual temperatures for it to connect and the temperatures to come up to where you can see where you're at. So it takes a little time to just wait for it to connect. It's not immediate. It's real slow. And now I was thinking that something was wrong with it, but if you just give it a minute or 2 minutes, it'll eventually connect. And I wait till I get back to the set point. I've got it set at 230. So now I've got it. Now it's come back to over 230. So I'm gonna plug the fan back in, and that keeps the fan from blowing continuously when I open the lid to check the food. So when I close the lid, I'm waiting for that temperature to get past where I had it set. Plug the fan back in, and that way it won't stoke that fire up and overshoot my temp. So the ribs are done. We've took them off, and I wanted to take this off and show you. This is about 6.5 hours that it's been up to temperature. And we're just gonna look in. And you can see the side where the fan is has burned down a lot, and then there's quite a bit more. Coals left on the back side. Alright, it's been about 8.5 hours. We're still holding 250. 250. And this is the point when the fan really starts kicking in and keeping your temps steady. With that Firedial, the temperature really stays up there. It's hard to get it down below 250, 240. Still got some coals left. So we'll see how long it goes. The pork butt's sitting at 181, and I wrapped it about an hour and a half ago. So it shouldn't take too much longer now. But I'm gonna let this cook on out just to see how long we can hold it at 250. Said earlier, hopefully get 12 hours. I think that's definitely going to happen. I might even get a lot more than that. If I was wanting to do about a low and slow at about 225, I'd probably use the water pan, because it's really hard to get the temperatures down below 250 with that Firedial. But we'll see how long it'll hold 250. Well, I decided to go to bed last night and turn the smoker off because I didn't want to let it run while I was sleeping. And there was a chance of rain today, so I wanted to make sure that the thermometer and fan didn't get rained on. But this is the amount of coals that's left. That was a little over 10 hours worth. So I feel pretty confident it would have went 12 or more without any problem. So during the cook, I left and went to the gym, and while I was at the gym, I tried to open the app in my phone to check the pit temperature and the temperature of the meat, and I never could get it to connect with the app on the phone. And I initially thought that the you wouldn't be able to check it remotely like that away from your Wi-Fi. But the more I read up on it the next day, I realized that it was supposed to work away from your house and to be able to access that information from the app. So I came back and I plugged it back in and put a thermometer on it and set it up in the garage and went back to work, and it was, when I'd open the app, it would just come up immediately. There was no delay, and it updated every minute like it should. Kept up with the temperature the whole time. It never lost the temperature. I could go back and graph it from the time I turned it on until I got home. Took it back outside and put it back next to the smoker where it was at, and I've checked it again, and it seems to be working flawlessly now. So I was, like I said earlier, expecting to have a little bit of trouble with the initial setup and figuring out how the whole system works, but I'm looking forward to using this product. I'm hoping that it stays working better than the first cook, but maybe just had some bugs to work out. I don't know, but this is going to be real convenient for long cooks, overnight cooks, cooks when I want to throw something on at lunch and go to work and then have it ready by the time I get home. I can kind of monitor it from work and not really have to bother anybody else here at the house with having to go adjust vents and check the temperature and everything. So I'm looking forward to using it. I had a little trouble with it the first cook, but like I said, I was kind of expecting that. But hopefully I'll have some more cooks with it to post. Thanks for watching.